Dear Diary, or whatever you call a voice memo you're recording at 10 in the morning while eating cold pizza in your underwear, today I burned bridges in the most spectacular way possible. Not accidentally, not quietly. I went for the professional equivalent of setting fire to a building and watching it burn from across the street with a glass of wine. I quit my job via text to my boss. At 9:47 a.m. on a Monday, the text was short, 3 sentences. I resign, effective immediately. Good luck with the Johnson report. I didn't add a period after report because I wanted him to feel the absence of closure. Petty? Maybe. Satisfying? You have no idea. Let me tell you about Dashiell Sterling. Dash. If you're lucky enough to be on nickname terms, which I'm not, by the way, despite working for him for 3 years. He's 42, which means he's old enough to know better, but young enough to still look unfairly good in a suit. The kind of man who wears 3 pieces in August and somehow doesn't sweat. Corner office, city views, reputation for closing deals that other firms wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole. He's also the kind of man who calls you efficient in performance reviews. Efficient. Like I'm a piece of office equipment, a printer that doesn't jam. For 3 years, I was the best senior analyst his company ever had. I know that sounds cocky. I don't care. It's true. I built the Mercer strategy from the ground up. 6 weeks of research, modeling, and revisions that kept me at the office until midnight most nights. It was brilliant. Even Dash said so, in private. Last Friday, he stood in front of the board and let David Jenkins take credit for it. David Jenkins, the guy who still can't figure out how to unmute himself on Zoom calls. I sat there, in that conference room, watching Jenkins stumble through talking points I'd written, watching Dash nod along like it was all perfectly normal, like I didn't exist. Something inside me just turned off, not dramatically. I didn't cry, I didn't throw anything, I just went home, drank an entire bottle of wine by myself, and woke up Monday morning with absolute clarity. I was done. The text went out at 9:47 a.m. I turned my phone off at 9:48, made coffee at 9:52, found leftover pizza in the fridge at 10:01. The doorbell rang at 10:07 a.m. Let me paint you a picture of this exact moment, because it's important for you to understand the full scope of the disaster. I'm standing in my living room in an oversized hoodie that says, "I paused my game for this," and underwear. My hair is in a bun that could generously be described as aggressive. I have pizza sauce on my left hand because I eat like a raccoon when nobody's watching. And through the peephole of my door, I can see Dashiell Sterling at my door, in a charcoal suit that probably has its own insurance policy. He doesn't say hello, just looks at me, really looks at me. And I can see him processing the hoodie, the messy hair, the fact that I am clearly not wearing pants. His jaw does this thing, this tiny clench that I've learned to recognize over 3 years. It means he's trying very hard not to react to something.
We need to talk,
He says, straight to business. Classic Dash. Do we? I lean against the doorframe, blocking the entrance. I'm aware I'm still holding a slice of pizza. I take a bite, maintaining eye contact. His jaw clenches again.
This is ridiculous. You can't just...
I did. And you drove across town in 20 minutes to be here, which means you definitely broke at least 4 traffic laws. Should I be flattered? The look he gives me could freeze water. I smile. With pizza sauce on my mouth. Probably.
You didn't give 2 weeks' notice.
You didn't give me credit for the Mercer pitch. I'd say we're even. That lands. I can see it in his face. The way his expression shifts, just slightly, from angry boss to something else. Something that looks almost like guilt, if Dashiell Sterling were capable of guilt. He opens his mouth, closes it, opens it again.
Can I come in?
He finally asks. Which is when I realize I've been blocking the door this entire time, and he's been standing there letting me. Interesting. You have 5 minutes, I say, stepping aside. I have a Zoom call with a recruiter at 11. That stops him mid-step. 3 offers, actually. I close the door behind him, watch him process that information. One's remote, one's in Miami, one pays, well, significantly more than what you do. So yes, Dashiell. I'm very emotional right now. Emotionally thriving, one might say. He's doing the jaw thing again, standing in the middle of my living room, like he's not sure what to do with his hands. I've never seen him look uncertain before. It's unsettling. And also, annoyingly, kind of satisfying. Coffee? I ask. Because I'm apparently a masochist who offers hospitality to men who've just chased me down after I quit via text.
Yes. Thank you.
And just like that, the dynamic shifts. He's in my space now, not his office. Not his territory. I head to the kitchen. He follows, keeps a respectful distance, but I can feel him there, watching me fill the kettle, get mugs down from the cabinet. It's strange, domestic, wrong in a way I can't quite name.
3 offers.
He says quietly, not a question, a statement he's trying to make sense of. Recruiters move fast when someone with my resume becomes available. I don't look at him, keep my focus on the coffee. Turns out people value my work, publicly, in writing, with actual job titles attached. The kind that feels heavy.
Marlowe.
Dashiell. I turn to face him. Lean against the counter. You have 4 minutes left.
Oh my God. The second he showed up at her door, the game was over. He drove across town because a text message rattled him. A text. Meanwhile, she's in her pajamas eating yesterday's pizza like it's a celebration. The real power move isn't slamming the door in his face. It's making him ask permission to enter her space, making him explain why he's there. He walked in thinking he was still the boss. But standing in her living room, watching her make coffee like he's just some guy who stopped by, that's when it hits him. He's not in control anymore, not even close. Chapter 2. The offers.
The coffee maker hisses. We stand there in my tiny kitchen, him in his suit, me in my hoodie, and the absurdity of it all hits me in waves. This morning I thought I'd spend the day in bed, binge-watching something mindless. Instead, I'm brewing coffee for the man I just quit on. Life's weird like that.
So,
He breaks the silence first. Point to me.
these offers, they're real?
I pour coffee into 2 mugs, slide one across the counter to him. You think I'm bluffing?
I think you're smart enough to create leverage if you need it.
Wow. I take a sip. It's too hot. I don't care. That's almost a compliment. Should I write this down? Document it for posterity? His mouth does this thing. Not quite a smile, but close.
Marlowe.
Dashiell. I mirror his tone exactly. Watch him register it. He picks up the coffee. Doesn't drink it, just holds it.
Where are they?
The offers?
Yes,
Why do you want to know?
because I'm trying to understand what I'm competing against.
I laugh. Can't help it. You're not competing. You're already out of the race. I resigned, remember? This conversation is purely Informational.
Humor me.
I study him for a second. He looks different here. Smaller somehow. Not physically. The man still takes up too much space in any room, but less untouchable. The expensive suit doesn't mean as much when he's standing in my kitchen asking me to humor him. Fine, I'll humor him. One's a tech startup in Miami, I say. Series B funding. They want someone to build their entire analytics department from scratch. Full autonomy, equity package. He nods slowly.
Miami's expensive.
They're covering relocation, plus the salary. More than accounts for cost of living.
And the remote position?
Consulting firm out of Seattle, fully remote. I'd be working with their international clients. Travel maybe once a quarter, flexible hours.
And the third?
I hesitate. Not because I'm lying, I'm not, but because this one's the one that probably scares him most. Investment firm here in the city, I say finally. They're expanding their research team. Want someone with, what did they say? Proven expertise in high-stakes financial modeling. I let that hang in the air for a second. Funny. That's almost word for word what you wrote in my last performance review. Right before you called me efficient. His jaw tightens. There it is again. That tell,
They don't have our reputation.
he says. Your reputation, I correct. And no, they don't. But they have something you don't.
Which is?
A senior partner position with my name on it. Not junior, not associate, senior. The coffee mug in his hand stops halfway to his mouth. He sets it down on the counter, carefully. Like he's afraid if he moves too fast, something might break.
That's a significant offer.
It is.
They're buying you away from me.
No, Dashiell. They're hiring me because I'm good at what I do. There's a difference. You just never bothered to notice it. Until I wasn't available anymore. Silence. Heavy. The kind that fills a room and makes you hyper-aware of everything. The hum of the refrigerator. The distant sound of traffic. The way he's looking at me, like he's trying to solve an equation that doesn't add up.
What do you want?
He asks finally. What?
From me. What do you want? A raise? A promotion? A written apology to be read aloud in front of the board?
His voice is level, controlled. But there's something underneath it. Something that sounds almost desperate.
Name it.
I set my coffee down. You think this is about money?
Isn't everything?
No, Dashiell. Not everything. Some things can't be bought with a better salary or a fancier title.
Then what?
He takes a step closer, not threatening, just present.
Tell me what it's about.
I could let him off easy, make a joke, change the subject. But I'm tired, and I'm angry, and he drove all the way here so he can handle the truth. Respect, I say. It's about respect, which is something you're apparently incapable of giving without a contract forcing you to. He flinches, actually flinches. I didn't think Dashiell Sterling knew how to do that.
That's not fair.
Isn't it? I cross my arms. You stood in that boardroom and watched Jenkins butcher my work. You didn't correct him, didn't acknowledge me, didn't even look in my direction. And when I asked you about it afterward, because yes, I did ask you, you told me it was complicated, that you were protecting team dynamics. What does that even mean? He stops, runs a hand through his hair. I've never seen him do that before. His hair is always perfect. Right now, it's less perfect.
It means I made a call. Maybe it was the wrong call. But I made it for reasons that seemed right at the time.
What reasons? He doesn't answer, just looks at me with an expression I can't quite read. The coffee's getting cold. Neither of us drinks it.
Your Zoom call.
He says quietly.
What time did you say it was?
I glance at the microwave clock. 40 minutes.
Can I have 40 minutes?
For what?
To make my case.
He meets my eyes, holds them.
You gave Jenkins 6 weeks. Give me 40 minutes.
I should say no. Should tell him his time's up and show him the door. Should protect myself from whatever this is. This strange, vulnerable version of him that I don't know how to handle. But I don't say no. Instead, I pour us both fresh coffee. 40 minutes, I say. Clock's ticking.
Wait. 3 job offers. She drops them like she's reading a grocery list. Meanwhile, you can practically see his brain short-circuiting. Senior partner, first year. That's not just good. That's a career-defining move. And the kicker? She didn't even have to negotiate for it. They came to her. That's what happens when you're actually valued. But here's what gets me. He asked for 40 minutes. Not demanded. Asked. Like he finally figured out he's not the one in control here. She is. And that fresh coffee she just poured? That's not kindness. That's her deciding whether he's worth the effort. Jury's still out. Chapter 3. The admission.
40 minutes. I gave him 40 minutes. We moved to the living room, because standing in the kitchen feels too close, too intimate. He takes the chair by the window. Of course he does. It's the power position. And I curl up on the couch with my coffee, still in my hoodie, still no pants. If he has a problem with it, he can leave. He doesn't leave.
The Mercer pitch.
He starts, then stops, starts again.
It was yours.
I wait. Don't give him anything.
I've always known that.
Cool. I take a sip of coffee. You knew. You just didn't say it. While Jenkins took credit in front of the entire board.
I was protecting the chain of command.
No. I set my mug down harder than necessary. You are protecting yourself. Because if you admit I'm that good, if you publicly acknowledge that I'm carrying half your department, then you have to admit you need me. And Dashiell Sterling doesn't need anyone, right? The look he gives me is sharp, wounded.
That's not...
Isn't it? I lean forward. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me it wasn't about your ego. He opens his mouth, closes it, looks away. Yeah, that's what I thought. The silence stretches. Outside, a car alarm goes off. Someone's dog is barking. Normal, Monday morning sounds. Inside this room, nothing feels normal. It wasn't always like this, I say quietly. Because it wasn't. And that's somehow worse. He looks up.
What?
Us, this. I gesture vaguely between us. The first year I worked for you, it was different. You were different.
Marlowe?
No, let me finish, because I need you to understand why Friday hurt so much. I pull my knees up to my chest. Defensive posture, probably. Don't care. 2 years ago, the Whitman account. Remember that? Something flickers across his face.
I remember.
The client was, what's a professional way to say it? A complete piece of work,
Richard Whitman was an asshole.
Dash says flatly.
You can say it.
He was. And he spent that entire first meeting talking to everyone except me. Asked you if your assistant could get him coffee. I had 3 degrees and 5 years of experience. And he thought I was there to take notes.
He was out of line.
He was, and you... I pause. Try to find the right words. You shut it down, immediately. You looked him dead in the eye and said, Marlowe Cross is the best analyst I have. You'll listen to her, or you'll find another firm. Just like that. Didn't even raise your voice. You didn't have to. Dash is quiet, listening. And then afterward, you didn't make a big deal about it. Didn't pull me aside for some speech about how you have my back or whatever. You just went back to work. Like standing up for me was the most obvious thing in the world. I look at him. That's who I thought you were.
I am.
No, you were. Past tense. Because the man who did that wouldn't let Jenkins take credit for 6 weeks of my work. Wouldn't call me efficient like it's a personality trait. Wouldn't make me feel invisible in my own career. He stands up, starts pacing, 3 steps one way, 3 steps back. I've never seen him pace before. Dashiell Sterling doesn't pace. He makes decisions and executes them. Right now, he looks lost.
I didn't mean to make you feel invisible.
He says, "Then what did you mean to do?" He stops. Turns to face me.
I meant to keep things professional.
They were professional. I never...
You never did anything. It wasn't you.
The air in the room shifts, gets heavier. Then what was it? I ask. Already knowing, not wanting to know. He looks at me for a long moment, and I can see him deciding, weighing, calculating whether to say what he's thinking or retreat back behind his walls.
Because it would be obvious.
He says, finally, quietly. What would be obvious? He doesn't answer, just holds my gaze, and I get it. Oh. You made me invisible because people would notice if you didn't, I say, slowly, working it out as I speak. If you kept defending me, kept acknowledging my work, kept paying attention, they'd notice.
Yes.
One word, just yes. Like it's simple. Like he didn't just admit that he killed my career to protect his own reputation. That's not protection, Dashiell. My voice comes out sharper than I intend. That's cowardice. He flinches.
Maybe it is.
Maybe. I stand up. You torpedoed my career because you were afraid of, what, office gossip? People thinking you had a favorite, or... I stop. A worse thought occurs. Or were you afraid they'd be right? Silence. The kind that answers questions. Get out.
Marlowe.
I said get out. I point to the door. You got your 40 minutes. You got your confession. Now leave.
I didn't mean...
I don't care what you meant. I care what you did. And what you did was make me pay for your inability to handle your own feelings like a functional adult. I'm shaking now. Angry, hurt, both. So get out of my apartment and don't come back. He doesn't move, just stands there looking at me like he's trying to memorize my face. Like this is the last time he'll see me. Maybe it is.
For what it's worth.
He says quietly,
They would have been right.
Then he walks to the door, opens it, pauses with his hand on the frame.
The Johnson report, I'm going to crash and burn without you.
Good, I say, mean it. The door closes behind him. I stand there for a full minute, maybe longer, staring at the door, half expecting him to knock again, half hoping he doesn't. My phone buzzes. Zoom reminder. 10 minutes. Right. I have a life to rebuild. A career that doesn't involve Dashiell Sterling and his complicated feelings that he can't handle. I head to my room to find pants.
Wow. He finally said it out loud. The Mercer pitch was hers. Only took a crisis and showing up uninvited, but sure, progress. But here's the thing. He didn't make her invisible because he's a jerk. He made her invisible because he was scared. Scared of what people would think. Scared of what he felt. And instead of dealing with it like an adult, he let her pay the price. For 2 years. That's not a mistake. That's a choice. And when she called him a coward, he didn't even argue, just stood there and took it. Sometimes the truth hits different when someone you hurt says it to your face. He's learning that now. Too late, probably. Chapter 4. The Almost.
I'm pulling on jeans when I hear it. A knock, not the doorbell, a knock, quiet, almost hesitant. You've got to be kidding me. I storm back to the living room, yank open the door. What part of get out was unclear to... Dash is standing there with his hands still raised, like he was about to knock again. He looks, I don't even know, wrecked maybe. His tie is loose, top button undone, hair still messed up from when he ran his hand through it earlier.
I need to know what it would take.
He says, for what?
For you to stay.
I should slam the door, should tell him it's too late, he had his chance. Go away, should protect myself from whatever this is. But I don't. Partner title, I hear myself say. Equity. And you never, and I mean never, let someone else take credit for my work again. Not Jenkins, not anyone.
That's a significant ask.
I'm a significant asset. You drove here in 20 minutes to tell me that. His eyes narrow.
You timed it?
Of course I timed it. I cross my arms. What did you think I was doing, crying into my pizza? Something that might be a smile flickers across his face. Gone before I can be sure. No, I didn't think that. Good, because I don't cry over men who can't handle their own feelings.
Marlowe,
Dashiell. I mirror his serious tone. Watch irritation flash in his eyes. Good. You came back. Why? To negotiate? To make a counteroffer? Or to... He moves. Not fast, slow, deliberate. The kind of movement that makes you notice every step, every inch of space closing between you. And he doesn't stop until he's right there. Close enough that I have to tilt my head back to maintain eye contact. I should step back, put distance between us, do literally anything except stand here, while my heart tries to beat its way out of my chest. But I don't move. Neither does he.
you're impossible.
He says, voice low, the kind of tone you feel more than hear. You're late. I'm trying to sound casual, failing spectacularly. I have a zoom in. I don't even know anymore. 3 minutes? 4?
Marlowe,
What? He doesn't answer, just looks at me. And I realize we're standing so close I can feel the heat coming off him. Or maybe that's me. Hard to tell at this point. My brain has apparently stopped functioning. His hand lifts, slowly, and for one absolutely insane second I think he's going to touch my face. Cut my jaw, do something that will completely shatter whatever fragile professional boundary we're pretending still exists. I want him to. I hate that I want him to. But his hand stops, just stops in the air, centimeters away, like there's a wall between us that neither of us knows how to cross. You should go, I say. My voice comes out quieter than I intended, almost shaky.
I know.
He doesn't go. Neither of us moves. The moment stretches, pulls tight like a wire about to snap. His eyes drop to my mouth, just for a second, maybe less. But I notice, and he knows I noticed. Dash. My laptop chimes. That obnoxious Zoom notification sound. Reality crashing back in. I step back, finally, put actual physical distance between us, point to the door with a confidence I absolutely do not feel. Out, I say. He looks at the door, then at me, back to the door.
This isn't finished.
He says. My employment contract is. The rest, I shrug, trying for casual. We'll see.
We'll see.
That's what I said. He studies me for another long moment, then reaches into his jacket pocket, pulls out a business card, writes something on the back, sets it on the table by the door.
That's my personal line,
He says.
not the office. Call me when you decide.
If I decide.
For what it's worth, Marlowe, those 3 offers, they're good. But none of them know how brilliant you actually are. Not like I do.
Then he leaves. Actually leaves this time. I stand there, staring at the closed door, the business card sitting on my table, my laptop still chiming with Zoom notifications. Pick up the card, turn it over. His handwriting is surprisingly neat. The number starts with his area code. Personal, like he said. I set it back down. My phone buzzes, text from the recruiter. Ready when you are? Right. Zoom call. Career decisions. Life moving forward without Dashiell Sterling in it. I sit down at my laptop, join the call, smile at the recruiter on screen. Thanks for your patience, I say. Let's talk about Miami. But the whole time we're talking, discussing salary, equity packages, start dates, I'm aware of that business card sitting on my table, untouched. For now.
The man was this close. You could see it in her face. She wanted him to touch her. And he knew it. But she stepped back anyway. Made him leave. Why? Because she's not going to let one almost moment erase 3 years of being treated like furniture. He left his personal number on her table, not his office line, his actual phone, and she just left it there. Didn't even pick it up. Meanwhile, she's on a Zoom call talking about Miami like nothing happened. He's probably sitting in his car right now wondering if she's going to call. Spoiler, she's not. Not today anyway. Maybe not ever. And honestly, after everything, he's lucky she's even thinking about it. Chapter 5. The Wait.
The Zoom call lasts 45 minutes. The recruiter from Miami is enthusiastic, energetic, uses phrases like disruptive innovation and synergistic growth without a trace of irony. I nod in all the right places, ask appropriate questions about team structure and reporting lines, take notes in a document I'll probably never look at again. The whole time, I'm thinking about that business card. So what do you think? The recruiter asks. Can you see yourself in Miami, building something from the ground up? Can I? A year ago, the answer would have been an immediate yes. Now, it's an exciting opportunity, I say, which is consultant speak for I need time to think. She gets it, sends me a follow-up email with additional details before we even hang up. Professional, efficient, everything a job offer should be. I close my laptop. The apartment is quiet, too quiet. I can hear the clock in the kitchen ticking. When did I start noticing that? The business card is still on the table by the door, right where he left it. I get up, walk over to it, pick it up, turn it over. His handwriting is, I don't know, neat, controlled, very him. The number is written in black ink, no smudges, no hesitation in the pen strokes, like he knew exactly what he was doing when he wrote it. My phone is in my hand before I realize I've picked it up. I could call right now, get this over with, hear what his counteroffer actually is, whether he's serious about partner, about equity, about any of it. Or I could not call, could let him sit with the uncertainty for a while. Let him wonder if I'm even considering it, if I've already accepted Miami, if he waited too long. I set my phone down. Not today, maybe not tomorrow either. I head to the kitchen, open the fridge, stare at the contents like they'll tell me what to do with my life. Leftover Chinese food, half a bottle of white wine, some questionable yogurt, lunch of champions. I'm pulling out the Chinese food when my laptop chimes. Email notification, probably the recruiter, or the Seattle consulting firm following up. Or I open my laptop. The subject line makes me freeze. Regarding your resignation. From Dashiell Sterling. Sent 12 minutes ago. My cursor hovers over it. I could open it. Could read whatever formal, professional counteroffer he's drafted. Probably had his assistant proofread it. Checked it for typos 3 times. Or I could leave it. Unread. Let the notification sit there. I closed my laptop. The Chinese food is cold. I eat it anyway. Stand at my kitchen counter in jeans and a hoodie, eating lo mein with chopsticks, while an email from my former boss sits unopened in my inbox. This morning I quit my job via text. This afternoon I have 3 job offers and a personal phone number from a man who spent 3 years making me invisible. My phone buzzes. Text from my best friend Sarah. Drinks tonight. You're buying. Consider it a congratulations on your unemployment present. I smile. First real smile all day. Yes, absolutely. I have so much to tell you. Spill. In person. Trust me, this requires alcohol. Oh God, what did you do? Quit my job via text. Then things got weird. I'm bringing tequila. I set my phone down. Look at my closed laptop. At the business card still sitting by the door. Dashiell Sterling can wait. The email can wait. Miami, Seattle, the investment firm, they can all wait. Right now I'm going to finish my cold Chinese food. Take a shower. Put on real clothes. And go drink tequila with my best friend while I figure out what the hell I want my life to look like. For the first time in 3 years, that decision is entirely mine. And honestly, it feels pretty good. The email notification is still there when I grab my keys an hour later. Unread. I glance at it. Consider opening it for half a second. Then I lock my laptop and leave. Some things are worth making people wait for, even if that person is Dashiell Sterling. Especially if that person is Dashiell Sterling. He spent 3 years making me feel invisible. He can spend a few days wondering if I'm going to disappear.
All right, so Marlowe just walked out with an unopened email and an unused phone number. Dash is probably refreshing his inbox like a man possessed. 3 job offers are waiting. And honestly, I have no idea what she's going to do. Okay, that's a lie. I know exactly what she's going to do. I just can't tell you. Yet, if you want to see how this plays out, and believe me, it gets messy before it gets better, make sure you're subscribed. Because part 2 is coming. And let's just say, Dash isn't the type to give up quietly. Neither is Marlowe. This is going to be fun. Bye.